Morning, friends. This is the first day in weeks that I am seeing a blue sky and the illusion of sun in Brighton in the morning. I'm so grateful. Winter's so miserable. My hands are freezing off. I'm on my way to my 8:15 gym class, personal trainer class, because nothing makes you feel better in winter than exercising. This is how quickly the weather changes. I just finished the gym and now it's pouring with rain. It was such a good session though. It was a weight training session and I have not been to a weight training session in like a month. I feel so much weaker than I did in like November. But you gotta give yourself grace, you know, it's winter. It's so much harder to drag yourself out. It's okay if your routines aren't always perfect. It's okay if you lose gains, you just start again. And it just makes your body feel so good. Go move. Guys, it's so rainy. Oh my god, also at the end of the class there were these girls waiting by the bar and they got bands out and I was like, are they doing what I think they're doing? And they were teaching themselves to do pull-ups, and one of my goals for the year is to learn how to do a pull-up. I don't have the upper body strength at the moment, but it is my goal to slowly build that up. And so even though I didn't know them, I was like, why don't I go introduce myself and learn from them, because evidently they kind of know what they're doing. So I just went over, introduced myself and attempted 10 of these mini pulls on the bar. Watch this space. I'm gonna be a pull-up girly. I still have an entire advent calendar because my mum got me two. Yes, it's January, but I will still be enjoying all of my Christmas tea. The breakfast of gods. Love, 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 love. So good. I just love breakfast. I love a breakfast routine. I love porridge so much. This is by far the most superior almond butter in existence. Like nut butter full stop. Coconut almond butter, pepper nut. Like I've tried so many different nut butters and this is just, it's the best. It's got like a sweetness to it that I'm obsessed with. And I have some dairy-free hazelnut Nutella spread. And I have frozen berries in my porridge. And I use the Great British Porridge Company. It's the best porridge in the world. And I mix it half with Scottish oats because Great British porridge is expensive. So I want it to last longer. Oh, I just feel so lucky to live in such a gorgeous flat. Like in London, I just had the tiniest little kitchen and room and I would work from that bedroom too, and it is just it's so perspective changing to have a separate room to work in, like to have an office space that's not my bedroom. It's just amazing. Move out of London, you can get a lot more for your money. As part of my 2025 goals, I have a reading list of loads of education related books that I've always wanted to read but just never get around to reading. So I am reading Rhythms of Learning. It's all about the Waldorf education pedagogy. I've met people who have gone through Waldorf schools, I've heard of Waldorf schools, but I've never actually read the theory behind why they were created. I just find it interesting. It's such a radically different pedagogy from the majority of traditional curriculum, so I'm open-minded. An approach to education can only be as effective as the capacities and dedication of the individuals who practice it. The most profound philosophy, interesting curriculum, and innovative teaching methods cannot succeed if teachers are not working on themselves. Whether in the preschool, elementary school, or high school, Waldorf education succeeds because the teachers try, consciously and constantly, to develop themselves, to transform themselves into self-aware, compassionate individuals who can translate their ideas into ideals and their ideals into practice. I really love that. I love this book so far because it's so focused on the philosophy of the purpose of education. I think the current education system has really lost sight of that purpose. What is the point of school? It's not just to teach kids to get good grades, to get a good job. Obviously that's part of it, but you could also argue that school's not even preparing young people to do that very well because the education system hasn't changed in like 100 years, even though the professional world is constantly dynamic and changing. But I'd also hope that people would argue education is also for holistic development of you as a human. Social emotional education, a greater understanding of self, of who you are, how you want to walk through this world, of how you have empathy and relate to other people. And more than anything, I think schools should foster a real desire to have positive impact in this world. We live in an ever darkening world with complex challenges, and it's so important to have a next generation who actively want to contribute to making the world better. Like, yes, you need to engage people's heads, you need to engage them in problem solving skills, critical thinking skills, but so far I love this focus on the heart and getting people's hearts engaged around making the world a better place, caring for the earth, caring for people, and how so much of that starts with caring for yourself. I'm also very skeptical of the world of education, but so far it's been very enlightening reading the philosophy. Okay, that is my 15 minutes of reading done. Time to go work. Dancing in the dark. I feel phenomenal. You're a work of art. How you feel? Phenomenal. Perks of living alone, truly. Also, I need to show you my cute table. Is that not the cutest table you've ever seen? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not that married to my floor sofa right now because of the weird height difference, and also just because I like sitting on the floor and meditating doesn't mean everyone who comes around will want to sit on the floor. So I feel like I might need to replace this sofa. But so far, I am loving the purpleness, the purple experience. And when I turn on the mushroom lamp and when I turn on all the candles, it just looks so cute. I love it. Welcome to my beloved office room. I need to get rid of that. Do you know, on this cloudy and miserable day, I think I should light a candle. It is up to you to make your life that little bit better. See, now we've gone from miserable, cold, horrible, rainy day to cosy. I always like to start every day by making a to-do list of some kind. So I'll brain dump what I need to do, work out what the priorities are, roughly estimate how long everything will take me, and then time block it so that it actually happens. And I think having been self-employed for nearly 8 years and being quite good at self-directed learning, I'm able to quite accurately assess how long things will take me. This morning I'm going to create a survey for the podcast. I want to get feedback, I want to see what people liked, what they didn't, how to improve, should I make a longer meditation, should I cut the journaling part at the end, etc. Then I have a one-to-one call with my creative assistant, just talking about workflows, looking at where she is with her goals, setting new goals. Then I want to finish a YouTube video edit, which is probably going to take at least 2 hours realistically. Probably takes me at least 10 hours to make a YouTube video. Editing takes so long. That's probably all I have time for before meeting Courtney. So yeah, that's the first half of the workday. And I have a list of things I really want to research, but I don't think I'm gonna have time to research them today, so I'll make a note of them. And I'm using Ruby's pumpkin productivity things to do list. I'm so excited to have a sleepover with Ruby this weekend. I love Ruby. Okay, wait, I just need to gush for a second. I normally don't really check my emails first thing because I like to get into a deep work mode, but sometimes I'll just glance over to see if there's anything urgent that I need to respond to. And I can't believe it. Oh! I've just been offered to do a TED talk at Warwick for International Women's Day. For context, TEDx Warwick, one of Europe's largest student-run TEDx events, is known for hosting influential speakers and achieving a viewership of over 8 million. Their talks have been featured on TED.com for 4 consecutive years, a distinction held by less than 1% of TEDx events worldwide. This year's theme, Faces and Phases, aims to celebrate the diversity of womanhood, experience, culture, and perspectives, as well as highlight the unique stories, challenges, and lessons women face across different phases of life. This event aims to recognise every face and every phase with all its successes and challenges, while celebrating growth in unique stages of life. We believe your insights, particularly regarding your journey in content creation and growing up online, would be a powerful addition to this conversation. Wow. 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 It's been on my impossible list since I was 16 to one day give a TED talk. And I did provisionally put it on my list of goals for this year with no real intention of it happening. Like, I wasn't going to go seek it out. But this is why you've got to just manifest, right? Crazy goals, because if you define them to yourself, then you start to believe that they can happen. I don't feel ready to give a TED talk. What am I going to talk about? Oh my god, I'm so scared. The predominant feeling is like fear, but my goal for the year is replace fear with inspiration. So I guess I'll just accept and figure out the details later. That's so scary but exciting. One of my goals for this year is to do more speaking stuff, and I just feel so honoured because I interviewed a guest last week for my podcast who I didn't know in advance. He has like 3 million Instagram followers. He's very cool. And after I interviewed him, he texted and asked if I want to interview him on stage at his live event in front of 1,000 people, and it just means the world to be thought of as a good interviewer, a good speaker. I'm so happy. Ooh. From YouTube to podcast to advisory boards and freelance, it's a very much carve your own path kind of career. So the validation of organisations like this just does mean the world. Hi, I just finished the first draft of the survey. Survey design is actually such an art because you need to be so mindful that you're always including inclusive options. So for example, if I'm asking roughly how many episodes have you watched, I can't be like 1 to 3 and then 3 to 5 because 3 is overlapping twice. Like if you've watched 3, which one would you click? Equally, a question like, do you normally just watch the video or listen to the audio version? If I just had options, which is like video or audio, what if someone listens to both equally? I need a both category. So it really requires you getting in the head of the person completing the survey and making sure that anything they could possibly think is captured within the options you provided, especially with multiple choice. I really love typed form for creating surveys. I just think it's really pretty and slick, and also allows you to do a tree structure. So for example, if I say, do you like the meditation at the start of the episode? And someone says no, I can program it in the back end so that if someone says no, take them to a question asking why. But if they say yes, go to the next question. Cheers. Also deciding which questions should be required, which ones should be optional. If you guys listen to the podcast, I would love if you could fill out this survey in the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna leave it in the description of this video. Thank you. Hi! I literally forgot to film anything else. I had my call and then I did the extra work bits that I needed to, did some editing, called my girlfriend, had a quick call with another friend, had lunch, did a 20-minute meditation, hectically cleaned the flat because Courtney's coming and we're friends, but also she can't see all my dirty laundry yet. It's shoved behind the bed. It's that kind of quick. Put it somewhere. I'm wearing my cute coat and my thermals because it's freezing, and I'm so grateful that the sun's come out, and I'm going to show Courtney the beach and one of my favourite cafes, and we're just going to have a good chat and then go for dinner. Bye! Well, Queen! This is really my best situation. It's giving nature girl. Hey everybody. No, it's giving. Don't go on treacherous journeys. Don't make any unnecessary journeys. Don't make unnecessary journeys. Okay, now can you look really candid, like you're just sipping on the water? We have a whole nook to ourselves. Wow. Courtney is so amazing. I'm having the best time. I'm so lucky to have such wise, interesting, intelligent friends. Oh, that was such an amazing evening. It's about 7 p.m. now. I'm just gonna go home and call one of my best friends. I have a recurring call schedule with the majority of my long distance friends, and I just love it. I feel so connected to them even when we're just in different time zones and stuff. So yeah, gonna go call him, read some more, maybe do a little bit of work. I don't know if this is the mark of just being an extrovert or the mark of Courtney being just such a phenomenal human, but I feel so full of energy. I feel so full of light and life because of that conversation. Yeah. Bye. I just finished the call with my friend and then I doom scrolled for like 20 minutes and now my brain feels rotted because that is what short form content does to you. So I'm trying to recenter. I'm gonna go journal and brain dump about my day and my thoughts and my insights after my conversation with Courtney. Then I'm gonna go read for a bit. Hi friends, I just finished journaling and I don't know who needs to hear this, but I just wanted to remind you, make your own brain a kind place to be. That is the main piece of advice I wish I could impart into every young person. We live in a world that constantly invites us to compare ourselves to others. We see others' lives on social media, we see others people's progress on social media, we see their highlights. But equally, we have companies preying upon and inventing insecurities within us, telling us that we're never doing enough, we're never pretty enough, our house doesn't look good enough, our life just isn't good enough. And if you're not careful, your own brain adopts those narratives too. And when your own brain is at war with you, that is a recipe for an unhappy life. Because suddenly you forget to be grateful for everything you already have. You forget to see all the beauty and joy present in your life today because you're thinking of everything that is inadequate. Particularly as an extrovert, I have learned so many difficult lessons in the last year or so of living alone. I have really had to learn the skill of becoming comfortable sitting in my own head, to not have music playing all the time, to not have constant distraction, to not always be on the phone, but to really force myself to, cook myself dinner in the silence, to let myself exist in my own head, to journal and brain dump and become conscious of the things that I'm telling myself, to have the self-discipline to not doom scroll until 2 a.m, even when the world feels heavy and hopeless, to make my own brain a fertile garden for flowers to bloom. The flowers being good thoughts, actions that serve myself in positive ways, commitment to self-belief and knowing that I can do the things that I set out to do. Making your brain a kind and supportive place is an everyday practice. It never stops. In my own experience, it is constant commitment to the basics, making sure you're getting enough sleep, committing to practices like meditation that are literally training your brain. It's like mental fitness. The same way that we go to the gym to work out and strengthen our muscles, meditation is strengthening your capacity to observe your thoughts and to not be ruled by the negative ones. If you're watching this and you're feeling a lot of self-judgment, like, oh, Jade's had such a productive day and Jade lives in a pretty little palace and my life is rubbish and I'm so unmotivated and you're just getting the whip out. You're like whipping yourself for not being good enough. Oh, just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. And release that self-judgment. Be compassionate and kind to yourself. You can't do it all the time. You can't be everything all the time. Whatever you are right now is enough. The present moment is always enough. The present moment is always where you need to be. It's where the lessons are. I invite you to do one kind thing for yourself today. It could be anything. It could be clicking off this video and going and journaling for 20 minutes, just a brain dump of your subconscious train of thought. You know, oh, I've just watched Jade's video and here's what she did and here's how it made me feel and I'm feeling this in my body and now I'm thinking about this person and what they said to me and that makes me feel this way, but oh my god, wait, what am I going to have for dinner tonight? And oh, now I'm thinking about my ex. It looks like I'm still not over my ex, but oh my god, when am I going to fall in love again? Like, just get out a piece of paper and write all of that down, and you'll be surprised how much clarity you have after, because all of that's just whirring around in our heads all the time. Another kind thing you can do for yourself is to have an early night. Why don't you just go to bed early today? Why not? Another way to be kind to yourself, say no to an event that you don't actually want to go to, that you feel like you're going to out of obligation. Another way to be kind to yourself is self-discipline when it comes to work. Is there something you're putting off? Is there something you're procrastinating? How can you make a plan and make a commitment to just sit down and do it, and to make it less scary than it seems in your head? You'll be surprised what the momentum of just one step in a self-loving direction can do for your whole life. Good night, friends. Thank you so much for watching. I feel randomly very inspired to create more YouTube videos at the moment, so you'll be seeing more of me. Let me know if there are any topics you want me to discuss, or if you want me to vlog anything in particular. Bye!